Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the British Grand Prix. My name is Jack. I am your commentator. And we are here for the 18 minutes of British qualifying, followed by the British Grand Prix. We're back once again live on Twitch and on TikTok. Welcome in to Brands Plays. We've got Butcher, Florist, Scooters, Kian. We've got, who have we got in the Twitch, TikTok chat? We've got Edvin. We've got Agent. We've got 007. We've got GC in the chat as well. Edvin coming in with the 10 roses. Thank you very much, Edvin, for the TikTok gifts. We've got VB in as well. And I'm sure you'll all be very happy to know you have got me for the rest of the day. You've got me now till about 5:30. You've then got me at 6. You've then got me at 8. And you've then got me at 10. So a lot of work in the commentary booth today for myself. And a lot of work for the drivers left in this Grand Prix and in this qualifying session. Hello, Holly. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Alexander in the chat. Welcome in, Alexander. Crazy asking if there's a seat left. There is. Are you in the Discord, Crazy? You've got to get in the Discord if you want to join these races. It's Tennis Prod then that is on his outlap and will set the first lap of the session. Crazy saying Stu Grow. I will invite you in, Stu. Bear with me. Where are you on the friends list? There you are. We'll get you into the lobby. Is Tennis Pro then embarks on his first lap of this British Grand Prix circuit. Looks a little bit gloomy. You can see the clouds. There's some blue sky poking through, but looks very cloudy. Maybe seeing some rain in this session. As Tennis Prod down towards Brooklands then. It's a 28-3 first sector split for the Alpine driver. And now through Luffield, the corner that feels like it will never end. The right-hander trying to get the car tipped in. As Tennis Pro comes down towards Cops then. The Alpine driver, is it going to be flat? No, big liftoff in the middle of Cop's corner. We've got Lily in the chat as well. Welcome in, Lily. Hope you are doing well. Hi-Fi saying first race in WRC. Nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about, my friend. I'm sure you will have a great outing out on track. And if you don't, you've always got plenty more races during the day. Stu saying failed to join session. WRC Online League saying all seats are taken. Are we getting someone else in then? WRC, is there someone else that is meant to be joining the lobby rather than Stu? Torre saying, do you have to be a good driver to join? Not at all. You can be any sort of caliber of driver. You are more than welcome to join us in WRC. Gersey saying, can I get an invite? The game kicked me. That is D Ghost. So we will get D Ghost back in the session. Where is D Ghost on the friends list? There he is. We'll get him back in. There's Tennis Prod then with a 30.2. Wood Butcher with a 28.7 goes to the top. Fabian in second with a 29.7. Ju Jens now to the top then with a 1 minute 28.4. CW in the chat as well. Welcome in, CW. Torre saying, thank you so much. I will do some races when I get back from holiday. Enjoy your holiday, Torre. Look forward to seeing you on track soon. Kian saying, hi, JP. Good break. Wasn't much of a break, to be honest. Was in a voice chat with the big bosses, working out next week's commentary rota and the sign-ups for Season 5. So not much of a break, but always good to have a chat with Mikey and with Ollie. Get everything nice and ironed out. So the week ahead and the season ahead is all nice and sorted. So for you guys, it is as easy as possible. Nacho saying, can I join the next race? Are you in the Discord, Nacho? That is the question. As we've now got Ollie Football on provisional pole position. A 1 minute 27.9. The only man into the 1 minute 27s so far. LM saying driving slow at this track is the only way to go fast unless you're really fast. Interesting choice of strategy there for LM. LM currently in 7th place. Luke M on 120 FPS. Enx Vixity is in Maggots and Beckett's has been overtaken by one of the Alpines on his lap. So maybe getting a little bit of dirty air through Maggots and Beckett's. Will now be getting a slipstream down towards Stowe Corner. If you are looking to get yourself involved in the action in WRC, I will paste the link to our website in the chat. We are rebranding to MOR on Monday. Ian saying prediction for the race as Mr. Smith now goes to the top. If you're asking for a prediction for you, Kian, after your outing in Madrid, I'm going to say P9 in this race for you, Kian. I want to say P8, but I feel like P9 is calling your name. If we're on about the race in total, well, Mr. Smith, Ollie Football and BP Ace are looking very close to each other in this session. We still haven't seen the lap from Hi-Fi, who is just coming through Stowe Corner and towards the club chicane. The Haas driver through the final corner then. And where will they go? In their first outing for WRC, it's a 1 minute 30 flat into P12 for the American outfit. And Vixity is still out on track, I believe, on an in-lap. We've got Sander in the session as well. Sander, we know, very, very quick. Gersey saying, how can I get in the car now that the qualifying is started? If you, in the spectator menu, Gersey, you can switch between all the drivers. I'm trying to figure out what car hasn't been taken. It's not one of the Cadillacs. It's not one of the Mercedes. It's not a Haas. It's not an Alpine. Not a Ferrari. Not a McLaren. Not a Red Bull. Whatever car is free, it will tell you to take control of it, essentially. It will be one of the real drivers' names. It's one of the Audis. Thank you very much, Reese. So if you go to Audi, it will either be Nico Hulkenberg or Gabriele Bortoletto, and it will allow you to take control if you click on their name. DTV Kian saying he's looking for a podium. The Cadillac man, confidence in bags, sorry. And Kian on his outlap at the moment. AERT Sander. I can never pronounce that first part right. I don't know why I still try and do it. As Sander makes his way through Luffield then, and will begin the run towards Copse Corner. Down the old pit straight we go with Sander. Cars diving out the way for him. Through Copse we go. Just a downshift. No lifting at all. Through Maggots and Beckett's we go then with the Mercedes driver. Not much battery for the run to Stowe. So we'll be hemorrhaging time all the way down towards Stowe. So here we go then into Stowe Corner with the Mercedes looking to try and get towards at least the top three. You would have said for Sander. Through the club chicane we go then, really flicking the wheel in. Hits the sausage curb on the inside line. Towards the line we now go. And it is P4 for the Mercedes driver. A 1 minute 28.1 for the Mercedes-Benz. He is about a 10th shy of BPA. Solly Football then. On to his next lap in this qualifying session. Was at P1 until Mr. Smith took that away from him. But he's a 10th up through the first sector. Little bit of a moment on the rear end through Brooklands. And now through Luffield we go then. Plenty of battery to be used. And it's going to burn a little bit of that towards Copse Corner. This is really where your battery takes a beating around Silverstone. As you don't brake, you don't lift off through Copse. And you burn your battery all the way towards Maggots and Beckett's. You don't really lift off through Maggots and Beckett's either. So you don't gain much battery back. But Ollie with plenty of battery and is about a 10th and a half up through the middle sector. But needs big improvement in the final part of the lap. If he is able to try and take provisional pole. We've got Griff in the chat as well. Griff, I thought you were going to bed, my friend. But great to see you as Envixity gets a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with BP Ace. BP Ace was on his lap as Ollie Football has gone to the top of the timesheets. with a monster final sector. BP Ace has had to abort this lap after the contact with Invictity. Sean Cox now goes into second place. And we have got a real fight in our hands then. For pole position here at Silverstone. Griff saying I was supposed to, but I'm still sort of awake, so I came back. Live, laugh, love JP commentary. I appreciate you tuning in, Griff. Welcome back. I have got a long day ahead of me, commentating now, then commentating at 6, back at 8, and then back at 10. Non-stop commentary now, till about 11:30 at night. For me, should be fun. Definitely should be seeing some great racing action. Griff saying it's 12:45 for me, so I might not stick around for long. No problem, Griff. I honestly really do appreciate you tuning in, even if it is for a minute, just to say hello. Mr. Smith then, through Maggots and Beckett's. The only thing I do notice is he's got a little bit more battery than Ollie Football when Ollie came through this part of the lap. So Mr. Smith will be a little bit quicker. Down towards Cop's corner then. Gets it tipped in for Cop's. Car hanging on very, very nicely. As the Alpine comes to the club chicane then. Looking to try and take provisional pole back once more. Mr. Smith, we know how quick he can be. He comes to the line. Can he prove it? He can't improve position. Improves by 8 milliseconds from his last lap. But Mr. Smith, not able to improve position. Currently sat in P3. BP Ace will be the next man to try and take provisional pole position away through Stowe Corner. And now to the club chicane. What does the Aston Martin have? We're so used to having an Aston Martin win these races with Solar. Normally every time he races, winning. BP Ace now in an Aston. Improves by about a quarter of a second, but can't improve position. BP Ace in P4. Louis in the sister Aston Martin. Coming towards Stowe Corner then. The final part of the lap for the Aston. Can he try and improve? No, he's coming into the pit lane. Has ran out of fuel. Gavin Bass saying cheering on Hi-Fi in his debut. Hi-Fi currently in P14. We've got VB, who's currently P17. Pushing on to the club chicane. It's Daniel just coming through the first sector. Kean saying he invalidated his lap. So not ideal for TTV Kean. VB cannot improve, half a second down on his lap. Invictity has invalidated his D-Ghost to the line to start his lap with only half battery full. So maybe some issues with the battery pack for D-Ghost. We still haven't seen a lap from Harco Bandit and TTV Kean. I have just posted the link to the website in the TikTok chat. Paste that into your web browser and you will be able to get in to the website. Thank you, Paddy, as well, for the help in the chat. I do appreciate it. It's through Brooklands and now to Luffield. Goes D-Ghost then. Ian saying 1 lap, 1 dream in this session. We've got about 4 minutes left of this qualifying session. And D-Ghost looking to try and set what we can only assume will be one of their final laps in this qualifying. Coming towards Maggots and Beckett's now. One of the most iconic corner combos on the Formula 1 calendar. Definitely one of the driver's favourites. It's through Maggots and Beckett's we go then with the Audi. Pushing on now towards Stowe Corner. Griff saying, will the GOAT Kean come back up the order? We definitely would assume so. He's surely going to set a lap time as D goes through Stowe a little bit wide on the exit. And that is going to lose them a bit of time as they make their way to club. As Sander now goes on to provisional pole then. To be honest, didn't even realise he was on a lap. But a 27.549. A couple of thousandths ahead of Ollie Football. And we have got a real fight for pole position on our hands here today. Sander versus Ollie versus Sean versus Smith versus BP. You can also potentially include Louis in that fight as well. As Har needs an invite back. We'll get Harco back in the session as soon as possible. Where are you, Harko? On the friends list. Where is Harko on my friends list? I can't see you, Harko. You might be offline at the moment. As we move in to the final part of qualifying then, the first of the big hitters to set a lap will be Sean Cox, who is currently in third for McLaren, and hoping to try and move ahead in this session. The McLaren driver coming towards the club chicane and looking to try and get onto pole position in this session. JP Paddy saying, JP, I'm on the DC and I am lost as to where you sign up for a race. These races are social races. So you sign up, there will be a little channel that says 10 a.m. social race, 2 p.m. social race, things like that. That is where you sign up to get yourself into the Grand Prix. Thank you, Ollie, for inviting Harko back in. As Sean Cox then makes his way towards the end of Sector 1. 37 milliseconds down through the first sector. And the McLaren driver has it all to do in the middle and final parts of the laps. Part of the lap, sorry. Definitely not plural. Only one lap left in this session for the McLaren. Through Copse Corner we go then. And with it all to do through Maggots and Beckett's, needs about a 10th to get onto provisional pole. Sander will not get another lap in this session. As you can see, all the cars on outlaps, and Sean has backed out of this lap after invalidating then. Should have enough time to get onto another lap, but might not have a full battery. Sander retires. He knows he won't get another lap. Here's Mr. Smith then towards Brooklands. 15 milliseconds down through the first sector. TTV Kean just coming through the first sector as well. We definitely want to keep an eye on him. As Ollie Football also on his lap as well then. Sean Cox will get another lap, but does not have a full battery. And that surely will be affecting the McLaren driver's lap. Qualifying is now over then. Ollie Football, a 10th up in the first sector. He seems to be the only one improving because Mr. Smith is practically on par with his best lap so far in this session. 2.5 tenths up now, though, is the Alpine driver. This has got to be the closest qualifying I have ever seen in WRC history. And we still don't know who is going to take pole position. Mr. Smith to the club chicane. The Alpine driver gets it turned in to the final corner now. Is it provisional pole position? Yes, it is for Mr. Smith. Massive improvement. A 27 flat. But Ollie Football and Sean Cox will try and replay. Ollie wide through Stowe Corner and invalidates the lap. And that is going to be Ollie's session over. We'll still set the lap time. We'll see what it could have been for Ollie. It would have been a 10th improvement. It would have put him into P2. But what about Sean then? Can he improve? What about BP Ace, who's in the club chicane? The Aston Martin driver. Towards the line we go. BP Ace stays in 5th. Sean Cox to the line then. Can he improve? No, he can't. We've still got Luke on a lap who comes into the pit lane. Kean went into 19th. That is your qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Smith, after such a close qualifying, is on pole by half a second. Sander will line up in second place with Ollie Football in third. Sean Cox will line up fourth with BP Ace in fifth. Louis in sixth. Aston Martin both together on the third row. Jens is 7th with Butcher in 8th, Skill Issue 9th and Luke M in 10th place, rounding off the top 10. What a session that was, but at the end, it was Mr. Smith that flew to the top of the timesheets. Sander saying his ERS was all over the place. Mr. Smith, take a bow. What a lap that was. We thought it would be close. And Mr. Smith flying clear at the front. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a brilliant edition of the British Grand Prix for you. Coming up live on Twitch and on TikTok next. The British Grand Prix is up next. Welcome back then to the action here in Silverstone. And what a race we have got lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely grab the popcorn, get your most comfy seat out. Make sure you are comfortable because this is going to be absolutely brilliant. In terms of strategy, Hi-Fi and Kian on the hards, Harco on the softs, everyone else on the medium compound tyres. Butcher saying Kian's just doing a last to first. Don't worry. D-Ghost gets disqualified from the formation lap. Lining up in 20th is the Audi driver. We've got 22 drivers on the grid. Full grid as always here in WRC. As we come through Copse Corner then, such as the sides of the grid, we've still got drivers coming through Luffield as Mr. Smith enters Maggots and Beckett's. So the top two, the top three, really the top five, going to be sat on the grid for quite some time here. As there's one of the Williams cars, the highest up Williams, starting in 12th place, that is really with the leaders and is overtaking some of the leaders on this lap. That is VB, who is really looking to get on with this quali lap, with this formation lap, sorry. Torre saying, is the website just to find the results and the schedule? Not at all, my friend. The website has literally everything. You can also, you can find the results and the schedule and whatnot on the website. You can also sign up to premium on our website. That is where you can open tickets about joining the league and such things that, you know, you'd want to speak to the admins about. You can sign up for the league through the website. There is a lot of stuff on the website. It's definitely worth checking out. Humble saying, British GP did this on the simulator at Silverstone Museum, reignited a new love for the track. It is definitely one of the best tracks in the world. Kian saying, if I do a last to first challenge, JP gets in an ice bath for 5 minutes. Deal, Kian. If you get a podium, I'll do an ice bath. That's the deal, my friend. As we rate then, for the cars to line up and the lights to go out. The engines roar to life then in the home of Formula 1. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers. And we can go racing here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Sander doesn't get a great start into turn 1. There's contact between Mr. Smith and Sander. Sander off the road and into the gravel. And already down into 21st. Kian has also had a moment and is currently in 22nd. But it's going to be Sander that is down to last place as Ollie Football and Mr. Smith scrapping away. Harco's got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting in this race as towards Brooklands we go for the first time of 26. It's Mr. Smith that leads the Grand Prix, but that was big contact between Mr. Smith and Sander down at turn 1. Sander in 22nd place as we move through towards Copse Corner then. Mr. Smith is your leader. Ollie Football in 2nd place. Sean runs 3rd, but look at Ollie trying to challenge away with the Alpine driver. BP Ace is 4th with Louis in 5th. Jono is 6th as Luke M is making a move on one of the Red Bulls. That is TG Skill Issue. Luke up into 8th place. As the battle out in front. Sean right on the rear end of Ollie as Jens manages to get through on Jono, as there's been more contact, I believe, between Sander and Kian. Sander gets up to 21st place as there's some sort of visual glitch going on in the background there as Mr. Smith and Ollie still fighting away. BP now up to 3rd place as wheel to wheel to start lap 2. Ollie Football now leads the British Grand Prix. Lovely stuff from Ollie, and he is now leading in the Cadillac. Look at BP Ace to the inside. Is he able to take the position away from the Alpine? That got very close to contact. Look at Louis on the outside of his teammate. As it's wheel-to-wheel, Hadjar and Verstappen-esque. Louis gets through into 3rd place. Now look at Sean right behind BP Ace as well. Towards Brooklands we go. It's Ollie from Smith, from Louis, from BP Ace, from Sean as there's contact there, and Sean spins BP Ace around. It is carnage in the opening phases of the British Grand Prix. BP Ace now down to 7th place. It is all kicking off here in the opening phases here in Britain. BP Ace gets through into 6th past Jono. What action we are having in the opening phases here. Look at Louis trying to get some payback for his teammate as Mr. Smith gaining on the outside of Ollie Football. Watch Louis in the background as well. We're on board with the Aston Martin driver who takes 2nd place. To the outside of the club chicane goes the Aston. Not able to take the lead, but up into 2nd is Louis. The gloves have well and truly come off in this Grand Prix, Humble. You are definitely correct as Mr. Smith back up the inside on the Aston Martin as Louis forced off the road and has to take to the runoff and the grass. When he rejoins, he is behind the McLaren of Sean Cox. Sean looking towards the inside line. Is he able to take the position away from Mr. Smith? He's got the inside line as we now go down and start the run towards Brooklands. They're still wheel to wheel. Mr. Smith forced onto the grass. Manages to stay in 3rd place, but Louis now through on the inside. This race, absolutely incredible. Sean now battling away for the lead as well. Louis getting involved as towards Copse Corner we go. Sean now leads here in Britain. Sean Cox to the lead of the British Grand Prix. Look at Ollie Football trying to get involved as well. Through Maggots and Beckett's we go. Ollie retakes the lead then. Louis in 3rd. Mr. Smith down to 4th place after running off the road towards Brooklands. BP Ace getting himself back in the fight in 5th as Louis pulls out of the slipstream and tries to take 2nd place from Sean, sorry. As into the club chicane we go. It's the McLaren that holds 2nd place. Louis looking for the switchback. Not able to make the move. What an opening 4 laps we have had here in Silverstone. It's Ollie that leads from Sean in 2nd place. Louis runs 3rd with Mr. Smith in 4th. BP Ace running in 5th. And then it's a little bit of a gap back. 2 seconds to Jens in 6th place. The Ferrari driver just lagging a little bit behind. But we have got ourselves a 5-car fight for victory here in Silverstone. This should be a brilliant race. 26 laps of this Grand Prix. We've got a yellow flag, but I can't see yellow flags anywhere. And Mr. Smith diving down the inside on Louis into Brooklands. Now through Luffield we go. And Mr. Smith takes 3rd place away. Someone saying that VB hit them off the track. As Top Fox loses a couple of positions, as does Luke M in the mid-pack. Towards Maggots and Beckett's we go then. It's Ollie Football still in the lead. Sean Cox in second place. Mr. Smith runs third with Louis in fourth. BP Ace in fifth place. And they are your 5 contenders for victory. But crazier things have happened in Formula 1. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if TTV Kian could come back and win this race. As round the outside goes Sean Cox because he's got Mr. Smith on the inside line. Towards the club chicane we go. Can Mr. Smith try and barge his way through? Sean Cox has that completely under control. And Mr. Smith has to settle for third for the time being. Someone asking what happened to the F1 drivers. Why have they all changed? Welcome to WRC Online League. Ian saying he got straight lined by Harco into turn 1. Harco, we know, picked up a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting on lap 1. As we're still fighting away then, and Mr. Smith looking for the move on Sean Cox. Mr. Smith immediately through into second place through Brooklands. Sean going to look to hang this round the long way at Luffield. Not much grip out there, but the McLaren definitely picking up a decent amount as he is now wheel to wheel with Mr. Smith. Towards Copse Corner we go. This is going to be very close between the McLaren and the Alpine. It's the McLaren that runs off the road. Mr. Smith holds on to second place. Louis in the background as well, trying to gain on the McLaren, but no move being made at the minute. BP Ace just falling a little bit back off this fight, but definitely still involved. BP Ace looks like he's conserving his battery for now, as everyone really draining their battery. As round the outside goes Louis at Stowe Corner. What a move from the Aston Martin driver to get up into third place. Brilliant overtake from Louis. And he now runs in third, and that allows BP Ace to catch up a little bit more. And he's got a full battery. BP Ace, if he really wanted to, could go from 5th to the lead of the race in 1 lap. As someone comes in with the rose in the TikTok chat. Thank you very much for the gift, my friend. Sean Cox running in 4th. Louis in 3rd. Mr. Smith is 2nd with Ollie in the lead of this race. We continue on. Lap 6 of 26. As Sean looks to try and take the position back away from Louis. Sean up into 3rd once more. These positions changing pretty much every corner. So hard to keep tabs on who is where and who's leading, who's not. Ollie Football soaking up the pressure out in front though. Although as I say that, Mr. Smith into Copse Corner takes the lead, but Ollie Football gets the switch back. I was going to say that Ollie, during all of this chaos, has been leading the entire time. But Ollie is under a little bit of pressure here from Mr. Smith. And Mr. Smith has the overtake, has the battery advantage as well, and could be about to take the lead in this race as he pulls to the outside of Stowe Corner. Alpine, versus Cadillac. Who's going to win out this fight? Mr. Smith now on the inside line, not able to make his way through. Humble in the chat saying, JP, I hope you have your popcorn at the ready with this. I don't have time to eat any popcorn because I cannot stop talking. The action still continuing on. Sean now gets down the inside and into 2nd place and is now maybe going to look to take the lead of the British Grand Prix. It has been non-stop action for the first 7 laps. As there, that's Mr. Smith, who got the oversteer moment and has gone off the road and falls all the way back. The Alpine driver has gone off the road as Sean Cox takes the lead here in Britain. Ollie has been soaking up the pressure, but now has to concede the place and fall to 2nd. Mr. Smith, there wasn't any contact. We saw he had the moment, the oversteer moment on his own. The Alpine just wandering off the track. As Ollie, now into Maggots and Beckett's, looks to retake the lead of this race and gets it into Maggots and Beckett's. Ollie Football is now leading once again here in Britain. What a battle we are having in the opening phases of this race. Ollie Football then, gonna dive into the pit lane. He's the first of the big hitters to come into the pits. Sean Cox in second with BP Ace in third. Louis fourth with Mr. Smith as the safety car is deployed in this race. And what is that for? That's Invictity that is in the barriers. Now, where exactly is that crash? That's into Brooklands. He has gone very deep. Maybe a pedal failure or something of the sort. Because the safety car is now deployed. Invexity heavily into the barriers and with no front wing and is now out. And has crashed himself out of the race intentionally. So I doubt we'll be seeing Invixity again in WRC. As Hi-Fi picks up a 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Tennis. Marcelek asking what happened to Mr. Smith. He had an oversteer moment all on his own as we made our way towards the main straight. I'm sure people that will be very happy about that safety car. Sander, TTV Kian and Harco. And Vixity saying his brake is broken, but he didn't realise. Locks saying if you intentionally crash, are you banned from the league? Yes, you are, Locks. It intentionally causes safety cars. It messes with races. And that is not something that we condone, most certainly. As I imagine everyone will be coming into the pit lane then. WRC Online League confirming that is a ban. Thank you very much, Ollie, for your work, my friend. It doesn't go unnoticed. As Sean Cox then into the pit lane. BP Ace in as well. Mr. Smith into the pit lane along with Louis. Jens into the pit lane. We've got Fabian into the pit lane. Luke in as well. Luke gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Everyone will come out then. Ollie Football. I don't think we'll gain any positions from this. Noah in the TikTok chat. Welcome in, Noah. Edward asking who it was. It was Mvixity, who intentionally crashed to cause the safety car. Brands saying we'll never understand joining a league just to purposely crash. Exactly that, my friend. It really doesn't make any sense, to be completely honest. Why would you purposely cause a safety car? It really doesn't make any sense. Someone saying if you make a safety car accidentally, is that still a ban? No, of course not. You know, if you have a crash, you have a moment, it's not intentional, safety car comes out, of course, that's no problem at all. It's only for things, we're quite strict on things like intentional crashes into the barriers, retiring in the pit lane, things like that. We want all the drivers to be committed, essentially, is what we're saying. We want everyone to finish the race. Of course, you know, there's always going to be retirements in F1 League Racing. You're going to have people that have crashes. You know, people may have a family incident they need to attend to, or, you know, children that needs to be dealt with or something like that. Of course, that's completely fine. You know, we're not saying you must finish the race in WRC, otherwise you get banned. But it's things like intentional crashes into the wall, intentionally bringing out safety cars. You know, there's a lot of people that will get a bit of damage and that will sit still on the track. So a safety car will come out. People will get banned for that. Yeah, we always just try to keep it strict because it makes it fun for everyone else. Do you know what I mean? It's not fun for everyone if a safety car is coming out 3 laps because people are trying to intentionally cause a safety car. Hungarian asking, how many races do you guys do a race? How many races do you guys do daily? At the moment, it's 6. 6 races per day. Crazy stuff. Trust me. Invixity saying, can I appeal because I didn't know? I don't think that's much of an excuse, to be honest, Invixity. The fact that you didn't know to not crash into the wall on purpose, I think that's a little bit silly. Solar, Dub saying, where is Solar? He's not racing in this event. Jam saying, I want to join and be a part of this. How do I join? I will send a link to the website in the chat if you are looking to get involved. Copy and paste the link into your web browser. And sign up with your Discord through the website. We're on lap 10 of 26 of this Grand Prix. Sean Cox is the man that is leading out in front. Ollie Football in second place with BP Ace in third. Luke M has now retired on track from this race and stays out. Pitbull saying appeal declined. Valid. Very valid. CW coming in with the rose. Thank you very much, CW. Really do appreciate that, my friend. Prancing Horse saying JP found his big payday. 6 times races a day. Buddy's going to be loaded. I wish, Prancing Horse. I wish I was loaded. LM saying JP, I was stuck in the pit lane. Sean Cox coming in with the roses. The man that's leading the race in the TikTok chat coming in with the roses. Thank you, Sean. Best of luck to you for the rest of this Grand Prix. Locke saying, what level are most of these guys? The battle at the front, honestly, stupidly quick. End of the day, we're open to all skill levels. Do you know what I mean? So, I can't say, oh yeah, these guys are esports level or whatever. The guys at the front, very, very quick. The guys in the mid-pack, decently quick. The guys at the back, normally just having incidents, and that's why they're at the back, if you know what I mean. Lily saying to spend all his money on his girlfriend. Unfortunately, yes, I'm not loaded because that's where my money goes, Prancing Horse. It goes on my girlfriend. That's why I'm not loaded. Jam saying he joined the Discord. Welcome in, Jam. Hope to see you on the track soon. Sander saying join the club, mate. Someone saying this is actually fun to watch since the real F1 is on a break. I'm very glad you're enjoying it, my friend. Max Kebab Verstappen saying, JP, can I crash into everyone and then say I didn't know that wasn't allowed? Spitball, I'm going to allow you to reply to that comment. I think your reply would probably be better than mine. Prancing Horse saying, have to spoil her, bud. Exactly that. Behind every good man is a great woman. That's what they say. I've definitely got a great one behind me, I can tell you that much. Jaden saying, trying to make a good recovery here. Spun and now back in P15 as Daniel gets a 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Lucky. Prancing Horse says, call them your better half for a reason. Exactly that. Exactly that, Prancing Horse. What do you mean you guess, Lily? What the hell? Sander saying them girlfriends are pretty expensive. They're expensive, but they're worth it when they're not mouthing off at you and when they don't have an attitude and when they're not complaining. So about 5% of the time, but I promise you that 5% is great. Kian running in 17th then. The safety car is in this lap. Kian saying the bet's back on. Torre saying, is it possible getting some help to sign up for a race through the Discord? Most certainly. Just ask someone in the Discord. Humble saying, when they're sleeping, JP, that's the best. I agree, my friend. Peace and quiet. You love to see it. Anyway, enough about women. Back to the racing action then. Sean Cox leading the British Grand Prix. The question is, when does he go? He comes around the final corner now then. And he spins! Sean Cox, from the lead of the Grand Prix, was looking to get the race back underway. And Sean Cox has bottled it under the safety car. He is down to 14th place. What has happened to the McLaren driver? I do not believe what I'm seeing. Ollie Football then leads the British Grand Prix. Mr. Smith in second. BP Ace runs third with Louis in fourth. Jen's now up to fifth. Sean Cox was leading this race under the safety car. He tried to catch everyone off guard. And the main person he caught off guard was himself. Unbelievable. Ollie Football, we've got to remember, has a 10-second penalty. So it's technically Mr. Smith that is leading this race. What a restart to this Grand Prix. Lap 12 of 26 of the British Grand Prix. It's Ollie Football that is leading on track. Mr. Smith in second place. BP Ace runs third with Louis in fourth. Jens is fifth with Fabian in sixth. Skill Issue seventh. Sander in eighth place after his spin at turn one due to the contact with, I believe it was Mr. Smith. Top Fox in ninth and Tennis Pro in 10th then. Ollie Football, fastest lap of the race and the lead of the Grand Prix. Max Kebab Verstappen saying, so BP Ace is leading because Mr. Smith is not getting away with turn one. BP Ace will want to win this on track though. GC saying, comms, how much do you get paid? I'm not going to disclose that information. That is, I personally believe, disrespectful to the people that pay me. BP Ace in third place, looking to try and gain on Mr. Smith. Max Kebab Verstappen saying 20p and a kiss. If that's what I got paid, I'll be very happy. Sean making his way back up to 11th place then. Has got to really do it all to try and get back into the fight. Fabian ahead of Jens. Sander in this fight as well. GC saying, sorry lad, I was just going to say you need a pay rise. You're too good. Get this guy an F1. I do appreciate... I can't even speak. I do appreciate it, GC. I didn't mean any disrespect by declining your question. But no, I do really appreciate the comment. Thank you. I do appreciate that a lot. As Sander round the outside then of Jens into the club chicane. Is the Mercedes able to get past? Yes, he is. And Sander, the comeback is most certainly on. Mr. Smith running in second, 6/10 behind the leader. BP Ace in third. I do want to say, if you are new to WRC Online League, make sure you're following down below. We're nearly at 3,500 followers. The fastest growing league in Formula 1 league racing. So make sure you get yourself involved. Noah saying, I'd pay this guy my life savings if I could. And rule number one would be Lily gets none of it. Oh my word. What is going on in the TikTok chat today? And we have still got plenty more of this to come. I'm basically non-stop commentating now till 11:30 tonight. So you have got the, I guess, pleasure, if you would call it that, of me commentating for you for the next good few hours here in WRC. CW saying Lily would be taking 90%. Let's be honest, that is most certainly the truth, if not 100%. CW saying a great pleasure. Thank you very much, CW. Lap 14 of 26 then. We're approaching lap 15. Prancing Horse saying, when's the last social tonight? What times? It's 10 p.m. is the last social. We're racing now, obviously. We'll then be racing at 6 p.m., 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Harvey saying, what is happening in this chat? Nothing about this race. Trust me, get used to it, because the chats are so funny. As Mr. Smith has been off somewhere and has picked up a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, I think that was. The Alpine driver off the road has got a 10-second penalty, and that leaves BP Ace in the net lead of this Grand Prix. He's got his teammate Louis right behind him, and the two Aston Martins could be finishing 1-2 in this race. DK Rambo saying, is it only Silverstone today? It's not. We do a different track for every social race. What track is at 8? That's a good question. I think it's Miami at 8, if I'm not mistaken. Max Kebab Verstappen saying, JP, are you the guy from the F1 movie? I wish I was, to be completely honest. LM saying is 8 p.m. premium. No, I believe it was just the 6 p.m. race that was premium. Albon Lover saying, what's the 10 p.m. track? Good question. I'm not 100% sure, to be completely honest. I'm sure someone will be in the chat and will know. Brands Plays coming in with the info then. So 6 p.m. is Zandvoort, 8 p.m. is Miami, and 10 p.m. is Monaco. So definitely enjoy 10 p.m. if you are racing in it. As Lily said something about Smashburger. Ah, right. Yeah, I had Smashburger the other day. It's a little takeaway restaurant in Milton Keynes, if you are unaware. Very, very good. I do recommend Smashburger. If you are watching and you want to sponsor, feel free. As BP Ace challenging away with Ollie Football. In towards Luffield we go now then. Ollie Football gets the run, but BP Ace still closing in. The Aston Martin driver wants to try and win this on track. Not able to try and get through. Now look at Louis towards Maggots and Beckett's. Backs out of it. CW saying, make Monaco wet, please. I can make a lot of things wet. I don't think Monaco's one of them. As BP Ace continues on after Ollie Football then. Max Kebab saying, trust I'll join Monaco and win by 2 laps. As Ollie Football then continues to lead in this race. BP Ace in second. What do you guys think I was on about there? I didn't say anything weird. What are we on about? What happened? I didn't hear anything. What's happening here? Louis in 3rd place. We've got Sander in 4th then, as BPA still looks to attack Ollie Football. Towards Brooklands we go then. BP Ace versus Ollie Football to the inside. It goes BP Ace. Wants the race lead. Is he going to get it? Ollie Football round the outside. Manages to break later and stays in the lead. Ollie Football continuing on towards Copse Corner. This race has been absolutely brilliant so far. And Ollie Football doing everything to try and keep himself in the lead. He may have the 10-second penalty, but he wants to win this on track, no doubt. We won't be seeing anyone into the pit lane, I doubt, especially on the hard compound tyres. Lap 18 of 26 then. Harvey saying, is it you or Crossley at 10 p.m? It's me at 10 p.m. There is a lot of commentary that you'll be hearing from me, as Crossley is now on holiday till the 19th of August, if I'm not mistaken. So just over 10 days. Crossley, if you are watching, hope you're enjoying your holiday, my friend. As BP Ace, is he going to take the position? Yes, he is. Uses much more battery. And BP Ace flies through into the lead on track. Now needs to try and run away with this. The Aston Martin driver finally through into the Grand Prix lead. Max saying JP is looking likely for an ice bath. Kian currently in 16th place. I think the bed is safe for the time being, as Sean and Jens do battle. Towards Copse Corner we go. Very close between the McLaren and the Ferrari. But it's going to be Sean that takes the position away through Maggots and Beckett's. They're still wheel to wheel. No! It's Jens round the outside line who manages to hold it. Sean still gaining on the Ferrari. The Ferrari weaving away in front. It's round the outside now. goes Sean. Later on the brakes is the Ferrari. Great battle between Sean and Jens. And it's Sean that eventually emerges in 5th place. Lily asking, was the bet an ice bath? The bet did change from an ice to an ice bath. If Kian went from the back of the grid to the podium, I would do an ice bath. That was someone round there. That was someone in the barriers, and that is Fabian, who has made his way into the wall at the final corner. Will continue on without any damage, but falls down to 12th. Sander is gaining on this fight as well as BP Ace and Ollie Football continue to scrap away. Paddy saying, JP, you deserve a holiday. If I had the money to go on a holiday, I would go on a holiday, trust me. But I would much rather be here with you guys, watching this incredible racing action and bringing you all the live coverage. Lily saying, I got a lot of ice cubes, the massive ones. I'm not going to repeat what Noah said. Lap 19 then. We're approaching lap 20 of this race. BP Ace versus Ollie versus Louis. Sander involved in the fight as well. Callum asking what F1 is this? This is F1 26's DLC. As Ollie Football still trying to fight away through the final corner with BP Ace. And Ollie Football retakes the lead then in this Grand Prix. The tyres all the same for everyone, but Sander has really caught up to this fight. Lily says she's going to throw ice cubes on me while I sleep. That's unnecessary. Kian says carry the bet on to 6 p.m. Kian, I don't know if you're racing at 10 as well. I honestly will go out on a limb and say for the rest of today, the bet is still on. If you finish on the podium at all in any of the races today, this race, 6 p.m, 8 p.m, and 10 p.m, I'll get an ice bath, mate. As Sander, wait, Sander's, a lot of people telling me that I've missed some action, and I most certainly have, because BP Ace now down to 4th place. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, that I missed that. Ollie and BP have been off the road. Sander into 2nd place then. Louis now leads the British Grand Prix. Ollie and Ace locked wheels. Louis through into the Grand Prix lead, but Sander is right behind him. Towards the club chicane we go to begin lap 21. Louis versus Sander. Ollie versus BP Ace. Ollie is not in this fight. CW saying, what's everyone's tyres like? I can't tell the percentage, but I can kind of tell from looking on board. And Sander, his tyres must be brilliant because he's going for the lead. We've got Ollie Football involved in the fight as well. BP Ace right in behind. Look at Ollie Football going for the race lead. BP Ace now up into 3rd. Ollie crumbling as we make our way through Brooklands and now through Luffield. On the outside is Sander. On the inside is BP Ace. And BP Ace back through into 2nd. Louis still leading this race. It's an Aston Martin 1-2. Here in Britain, the British team. Absolutely incredible stuff. Look at Sander towards Magus and Beckett. Takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. BP Ace now down to 2nd. Louis down to 3rd. Ollie Football in 4th. This is incredible action in the final closing stages of this race. Sander versus BP Ace versus Louis. And it's Sander that will end lap 22, or that will start lap 22, sorry, in the lead of the British Grand Prix. BP Ace runs in 2nd. Louis is 3rd with Ollie in 4th. The two Aston Martins looking to give Aston Martin their best result yet in WRC as Louis runs in a little bit deep. BPA's looking to try and attack Sander. Does he have the power? Does he have the battery to try and fight the Mercedes-Benz? Sander with the brilliant comeback. Got spun round at turn 1 by Mr. Smith, who is now down in 7th place after he wandered off the road. BPA's then in 2nd place, trying to get the lead back again. This is a battle for position. Ollie's the only man with a penalty, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. Sander, Ace, and Louis all against each other. Mercedes, Aston. Can the Aston Martins work together a bit like the F1 movie, as someone got to sacrifice themselves for Aston Martin to win? BPA switches to the inside at Stowe Corner. It's a late move by the Aston Martin. He takes the lead in Britain. Sander has the inside line though. Look at Ollie Football on the inside as well. Sander forced off the road as we go through the final corner. BPA now leads here in Britain. It's Sander in 2nd. Louis and Ollie Football scrapping away for 3rd and 4th. It's Louis that comes out in 3rd place. What a scrap we are seeing here in WRC. BPA's flying through on the inside of Stowe. Sander gaining back again towards Brooklands Corner. Past the BRDC clubhouse we go. Sander not able to make a move. He stays in 2nd. Look at Louis now on the inside of Luffield. Doesn't get the exit. Sander blasting after BPA as they back off into Copse Corner. Ollie Football still trying to involve himself in this fight as well. Looking to take the position away from Louis. Through Maggots and Beckett. Ollie Football is off the track and they have crashed. Ollie Football and Louis come together in Maggots and Beckett. The Cadillac and the Aston off the road. And that is just going to leave Sander and BPA to fight out for the win. Ollie Football with the penalty was not battling for position. I'm sure Louis will be very annoyed at that. We move on then to lap 24 of this race. BPA versus Sander for the lead. Ollie Football using all his battery. It was always going to come to blows. Louis now has to fight away with Sean in the battle for what will be the final podium position after Ollie takes his 10-second penalty. Sander is gaining then on BPA. Towards Copse Corner we go. Mercedes versus Aston Martin. Backing off into Copse Corner. See you later, Noah. Good evening, my friend. Hope you have a good afternoon. Take care. Fabian Best retires on track from the race. It's BPA that leads this race then. Sander, though, has more battery and has the overtake boost. Towards Stowe Corner we go. Sander not able to get through. Mr. Smith has had another moment. Has been off the road. Has picked up some damage on the front wing as well. We move on then to the penultimate lap in this race. BPA versus Sander for the victory here in Silverstone. Aston Martin versus Mercedes. Who is going to take the victory? Get your predictions in the TikTok. Get your predictions in the Twitch chat. Who is going to win the British Grand Prix? Sander looks like he's saving the move for the final lap as Louis and Sean still fight away here. Prancing Horse thinks Sander is going to crash. Paddy saying Ace is going to win. Rex says Ace is going to win. Humble says Sander. Reese says Sean. Torre saying, what's my favourite track in the world? It would either be Sepang or the Hockenheimring, probably. In F1, I probably would have said Vegas or Zandvoort. It looks like we're pretty mixed, but it looks like BP Ace has got the lion's share of people's votes when it comes to predictions of who we think is going to win. Sander has got much more battery and will have the overtake boost. Ollie Football has caught back up and could cause some shenanigans then. As here we go, the final lap of the race, and Sander already looking for the move. Into turn one we go. Aston Martin versus Mercedes. Sander takes the lead of the British Grand Prix on the final lap of the race. BP Ace gonna look to try and fight this back again, but the Mercedes has the overtake boost, has the position, was saving it for lap one, for the final lap, sorry. As Sander is gaining away. BP Ace in the Aston, still on the back of him. The Aston Martin driver has led for so long, but the final lap could be where it crushes down. 2/10 is the gap towards Magus and Beckett. Sander's run out of battery. BP Ace through Magus and Beckett. Looks for the position. Can't get it. It's all going to come to the final straight. And towards Stowe Corner we go then. The Aston sets after the Mercedes. Which way is he going to go? Towards the inside line. He switches out of the slipstream. ARET Sander has to defend this. But BP Ace gets through as there's contact. Finally, the battle is done, and BP Ace will stand on the top step of the podium. BP Ace, round the final corner, wins the British Grand Prix. What a drive that was. What a battle that was. Sander finishes in second place. Sean Cox in third. Sander ran out of fuel. Louis takes fourth, Ollie in fifth with Jens in sixth, Top Fox seventh with Skill Issue in eighth place. Mr. Smith will come home in ninth. Jono 10th with Hi-Fi in 11th, Lucky 12th, VB in 13th, D Ghost 14th, Kian 15th with Tennis in 16th place. But do not take anything off of Sander. Was 22nd at the end of lap one and comes home to finish second place. What a drive from Sander. What a drive from BP Ace. Absolutely incredible stuff. What a British Grand Prix we have just witnessed. It's the home of F1 for a reason. Because every time you come here, you get great races just like that. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in for the British Grand Prix. It is BP Ace that wins here at Silverstone. If you are new, make sure you're following down below. We will be back in about 45 minutes for another Grand Prix. So make sure you're there. If I see you there, we'll see you then. If not, take care, and we will see you next time. And as always, Ta-da.